So you want to start an online coaching business and maybe you don't know where to start. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to be doing to actually set up your online coaching business. And I'm not talking about the fluffy stuff that you can just Google, okay? You don't need to get an LLC, you don't need to get an EIN number, and you definitely do not need to go get trademarked yet. If you're just starting your online coaching business, before we do any of the stuff that Google normally tells you to do, the first thing that you need to actually start thinking about is the offer that you're going to be selling and where you're going to be selling it at. The first thing you need to be worried about is actually getting your first paid client. The only benefit for you getting an LLC or registering your business with the state that you live in is if you actually are doing business. The only reason why you need to get an EIN number or even consider trademarking your business is if you have something to protect. If you're not actually making money, that means that you don't have any liability of risk. So there's no need to spend time building out a complex business plan or spending money setting up legal structures or getting legal protection until you've actually had some money come in the door. Since starting my own online coaching business, I've made over $4 million using social media to attract qualified leads and enroll them into my high-ticket coaching program. And when I first got started, I was sitting in the exact position that you are right now, working a 9-to-5 job, recognizing that, yes, I may love my career, I may get paid good money, but I don't want this company to be the thing that dictates my earning potential. It can influence my salary, but I want to have control over how much money I make. You probably already have some skill sets that are transferable, something that you can teach somebody else how to do, or results that you've already gotten, and you found out about this online coaching space. So now you're like, okay, you've been legit everywhere else. You've been playing by the rules, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and you're like, now that I'm ready to start my business, I need to make sure that I am legit and following in the same accord. This is where there's a difference between climbing the corporate ladder and establishing yourself as a business owner. So before we get into how to set up your online coaching business, the stuff that Google already tells you to do, I'm going to tell you the things that I wish another successful business owner would have told me when I first got started. When you're ready to launch your online coaching business, the first thing that you want to set up is your actual social media profiles. You want to make sure that you optimize and set up your online presence. The thing that's counterintuitive, when you're running an online coaching business, you have to use every piece of online real estate as if it were your brick and mortar location. You know, when you open up a brick and mortar business, there you put out a open sign and you have a grand opening and you have the benefit of just foot traffic, people naturally walking by and just kind of moseying their way on in. We need to replicate that on the internet. So let's first take a look at what your actual online real estate looks like. Go into Google and actually search your name. The reason I want you to search your name on Google is so that you can actually see what your online presence currently is. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to search my name and see what comes up. So when you see that comes up, I have my website, my Facebook, then Instagram, then LinkedIn, then Medium, and then some publications I've been featured in, like Essence and a podcast interview, Business Insider. So Google yourself and see what is the first thing that immediately actually comes up. Those are the platforms that I want you to prioritize optimizing and updating. Update your usernames, update your profile photos, update your bio or your headline sections, update everything. Everything across all of your social media platforms should be coherent and consistent, meaning that it is just your first and last name. I know you might be wondering, well, shouldn't I have a different business name outside of my government name? Shouldn't I create a unique business name like everyone else tells me to do? You're running a coaching business. When you're running an online coaching business, I truly believe that the first name that you need to start with is your own. Your real name is what people are going to actually be searching for. Yes, you might have a specific name for a program or offer that you sell. And over time, after you start building up your brand and start getting more paid clients, you might actually decide that, hey, I want to pick a company name that's separate from my personal brand. But when you're just getting started, you do not need to worry about that right now. Remember, the most important thing for you launching your coaching business is actually getting your first paid client. So all that other stuff can be decisions that you make down the line. After you've updated your social media profiles, the next thing that you want to do to launch your online coaching business is actually set up a scheduling booking link. This is going to be the link in bio that you're going to also put across all of your social media profiles. On Instagram, there's a link in bio. That link should be taking viewers to book time on your calendar. Same thing on Facebook, LinkedIn, again, anywhere you have an online social presence. The reason why I am recommending that you set up a call scheduling link from the beginning is because when you're trying to get your very first few clients, sales happen through conversations. And as of right now, you probably do not have enough clarity around your offer, the messaging, how to write copy, how to build a website, what packages are going to be selling, or even what price points are going to be selling it at. The beautiful part of just giving people the opportunity to hop on a call with you is that it gives you the flexibility to kind of customize and curate your packages, your offers, and your pricing in the beginning, real time as inquiries come in, versus you overwhelming yourself by spending the next few months doing all your back-end homework to figure all these things out before you ever even put yourself out there or let other people even know that you're open for business. The call scheduling software that I recommend my clients to use is something like Calendly or Acuity Scheduling. Both of those softwares have free options to get you started, and it directly integrates into your Google Calendar. You can log into those softwares, align your availability, and when people click to book a call with you, only that availability that you put in will show up. And when they book that call, that meeting will get immediately added to your Google Calendar. This will help you stay organized and also manage your capacity in the very beginning. At this stage, you're already light years ahead of other people who are just getting started with launching their coaching business because you have made it public that you are actually available to start working with clients in some sort of capacity. And you set up a booking link to make it really easy for somebody to actually have a conversation with you. If you want me to do another video going more in depth on what you should put in your profile, how to update it, what to write in your headline, or some of the nuances of what to put in your call booking link, just leave a comment below and let me know. The next thing that you want to do to set up and launch your online coaching business is to actually identify what problem you are going to solve based off skill sets that you currently have. The next thing that you want to do to actually set up and launch your online coaching business is actually figure out what is it that you're going to be selling. What you choose to sell is something that you're going to be continuously refining and evolving over time. What I want you to focus on right now is your initial offer, not your forever offer. I don't want you to make the mistake of spending the next 3 to 6 months agonizing, researching, building out an offer, recording all these videos, building all these workbooks or worksheets, when you haven't actually validated if somebody even wants to buy it. I want you to first focus on, instead of what is the offer, how am I going to package it, I want you to first think about what is the skill set that I currently have, what is the problem that I can solve, associate it with how people currently perceive me. This is the thing that I wish I would have known when I was first starting my online business, that there's a distinction between solving a problem that is in demand versus having to go find demand for an offer that you want to sell. If you don't have an existing audience that you can sell to, meaning that you can kind of create whatever you want and you know that they will buy it, we need to think in the reverse. So how are you going to do this? The first thing I want you to do is look at your own existing journey. Look at your past 5 or 10 years of life experience, of work experience. What unique problems have you already figured out how to solve? And I'm not talking about those nuanced problems that it's like, oh my gosh, all my friends always come to me and ask me for advice about their life or their love or whatever. I want you to go deeper. What are some of those sophisticated, more advanced issues that you have been able to solve that people associate and know you for? Have you started a business outside of this online world and actually made money from it? Have you been able to climb the corporate ladder and you're now sitting in more of a senior level position and people are constantly coming to you for mentorship, guidance, leadership coaching, or asking you, how do I get the promotion? I want you to think about your tactical skill sets, the tangible results that you have gotten that are impressive, that are noteworthy, and that other people associate and know you for. Maybe you've bought a single family home and rented it out on Airbnb. That might be something that you can teach somebody else how to do. After you've identified 2 to 3 problems that you have already solved, noteworthy results that you have gotten, that people might be inquisitive or inquiring to say, hey, how did you do that? Or can you teach me how to do that? I want you to then start to think about what is currently in demand. The thing to note, every idea is a great idea, but not every idea is a great business opportunity. Again, the goal of you setting up and launching your online coaching business is to actually get paid, not to stay busy looking like you're getting yourself together, but being busy because you are actively having conversations and actively coaching clients who have paid to work with you. Once you've identified that noteworthy problem or result that you've been able to get for yourself, start to pay attention to where you're getting requests. What do people want you to help them figure out? What are people asking you that's already aligned with the skills you currently have? The most important thing that I don't want you to do here is try to only address and solve surface level issues. I want you to get beyond the surface level skill sets that you have and start thinking about more of the sophisticated problems that you are the most qualified individual to solve. For example, I had a client, Josie, and she was a private practice therapist. She had built her private practice to 6 figures in under 2 years, which is kind of unheard of. How was she able to do that? By using Instagram to generate leads and incorporating her personal brand into her marketing strategy. Instead of just listing her services on psychology.com or the normal therapy directories online, she was proactively marketing herself. So this is a really great example. When Josie decided to transition from private practice therapy into creating an online coaching business, what Josie could have done is created an entry-level offer just kind of helping people with their life. Another variation of what she was already doing in therapy. But what Josie did do that allowed her to build a multi-6-figure business is created a coaching offer teaching other therapists how to build a 6-figure practice using Instagram and transitioning from insurance-based pay to private pay. Now you see the layer of specificity and the distinction in that? That's what I want you to think about when you're creating your first offer or identifying a specific skill that you can help somebody else solve. Now, if you need some more help clarifying your offer or really being able to dive into your skill sets, I have a free PDF that you can totally check out. I'll leave the link in my bio, but it'll walk you through different offers, different niches, different backgrounds of skill sets so that can kind of get your creative juices flowing. Once you've identified the skill set and once you started paying attention to the requests, the third thing that you need to pay attention to is what is happening in the market and in the industry right now. What is the sentiment that people have? Are there new threats in the industry? Are there new opportunities in the industry? When you think about yourself, where do you kind of fit into that spectrum and what could you best support guiding other people through? I do want you to take some time to really think through this, but I don't want you to overthink it. Now that you've set up your online presence, you've set up your call booking link, and you've identified a skill set that you can teach somebody else how to do, baby, you're about to be off to the races, okay? Period. This is where the fun begins because now you're going to actually start making invitations to begin to work with paid clients. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck am I supposed to be charging? How long should I be working with people? Next, it's time to start making invitations and selling people into an offer where they can pay to work with you. Now, this is where I do not want you to overcomplicate this again. Have you noticed that pattern, that theme? I keep saying we're not going to overcomplicate. We're not going to overthink. We are going to make decisions and take action. When you're setting up and launching your online coaching business, I want you just to think about your minimum viable offer, your MVO. This is going to be the offer that allows you to get paid, put your foot in the water, and start micro relationships with your clients that you can start getting some validation, testing, getting some experience, and then again, you will evolve this over time. So for your very first offer, I'd recommend a short-term container, a 1-hour session, or start with a small package of 1 month where you're meeting with the client weekly. If you kind of have been around the block a little bit, you're more well-versed in your skill set, maybe you've had clients but they haven't been paid, maybe go to a 3-month package where you're meeting with the client weekly or bi-weekly. The length of your client relationship is really going to be dictated by the problem that you are solving and just how much contact that client needs to actually get the result that you're selling them into. But again, if you're like, Jay, I have no idea how long it will take, this is where you have the benefit of customizing things from client to client relationship because you're just getting started. You're not in a position where you have to worry about leverage and scale. The number one thing I want you to focus on right now is just how do I get my first few paid clients? You can just start with a 1-hour session and then allow that client to book additional sessions thereafter. It's probably the easiest way to get started. The thing I wish somebody would have told me when I first started my online coaching business is that your first 3 to 10 clients are going to be from people you know or people who know you. They're not going to probably be from total, complete strangers off the internet. Yes, we care about lead generation and doing marketing using social media and leveraging the internet 100%. But when you're just getting started, I want you to focus on your sphere of influence. Think about this like dating. I want you to go on your first 3 dates, getting your first 3 paid clients. Going back to that offer that you were thinking of selling. Again, this is where you can do your first kind of gut check on whether or not you picked an offer that's aligned with the skill sets that you have, also aligned with how people perceive you. If you look at your sphere of influence, maybe outside of your core group of girlfriends from high school, but look at the social networks you're a part of, the leadership communities that you're a part of, the organizations that you support. Think about your relationships 2-3 degrees outside of you. The offer that you identified selling, are there people in that sphere that you already can identify as potential clients? People that have either asked you for help before, or you know they've kind of been inquiring or inquisitive about something that you've done that you could make an invitation to. I want you to make a list of 25 people. Yes, I said 25 people. So the next time that somebody reaches out to you and asks you for support around a particular thing, instead of just saying, yeah, and rambling and helping them for free, let them know, I'd absolutely love to support you. Let's hop on a phone conversation to understand what your unique needs are and how I can best support you moving forward. When you do that, then you can enroll them into a paid offer versus just offering advice for free. So when it comes to setting up and launching your online coaching business, those are the first few things that we really need to pay attention to and care most about. I know that you are probably still thinking, when is it the right time for me to set up my LLC or register with my state? You'll need to file with your state, set up a legal entity structure like an LLC, and create your business bank accounts after you've made your first $1,000. The reason why I like to wait to do all of that legal stuff and spending the time in the bank to set up everything is because as of right now, you don't have a business. You have an idea. And until it's worthwhile to spend the time and the money to set up the structure, we need to first get some money in the door. Once you've earned more than $1,000, that is when I would go to your state's government website and register yourself with the state. It's very simple to do. Also on that website, you'll be able to set up your LLC, your limited liability corporation, and make yourself legit. Then you'll be able to file for your federal EIN number, which will then allow you to go to your local bank and set up your business bank accounts and probably set up a more sophisticated payment processing software like PayPal, Business, or Stripe. Around that stage is when I'd also recommend that you start reading the book by Mike Michalowicz, Profit First. This was one of the very first books I read at the very beginning of my business journey that really helped evolve my money mindset, making sure I'm always paying myself from the very beginning. All right, so now it's time for you to go set up and launch your online coaching business, focusing on the things that matter most to actually get a paid client and not just the work that's going to keep you busy and broke. If you liked the video you just watched, click this one. You might like it even more. Go ahead, check it out.